What's up, mother foxers? Yeah, you seen the title. It ain't clickbait. It's not clickbait. Selling it all. And you might be asking, Funky, what are you doing? You bought all that stuff. What would be the reason why you would sell that? That would be the reason. So what do you think about that? Well, I guess I'm going to explain what transpired and what's been going on. What's the deal, huh? I blame my truck. Ever since I did the timing chain on it, I didn't know anything about mod engines. I built 2 small block Fords. I was about to build a third one. And ever since I started working on that truck and I got done with it and everything worked, I said I could build a Coyote. I wasn't afraid of those engines no more. And that's all I've been thinking about. And I looked for an engine to rebuild. And I had my buddy Justin, as I know you guys I talk about. He's been on here before. He kept telling me, just buy one for $1,500, $2,000, drop it in it and go. I said, but I don't want to do that. I want to build one. It's got me curious. Something that I found out that I love to do is put an engine together. I really like that. And I want to build one of these. This isn't perfect, man. By no means is this thing perfect. But I got a good deal. I'm going to see how far I can take a budget on a Coyote build. And it's not going to happen in a year. It may not happen in 2 years. I got to slowly collect things that are very expensive for this thing. I do not have a control pack. So I have an engine harness. That's it. The reason why I've been dragging my ass is I got everything Ford except an intake, which a friend of mine basically give me, I just hadn't gotten that yet. I wasn't pressed for it. I wasn't pressing him to get it. I needed pistons for it. I was dragging my feet on that. And it's just I couldn't stop thinking about building one of these. I don't know how many people in the Fox body community that Coyote swap their Fox bodies actually rebuild one of these things. I know 2 people that I'm friends with that have them, and they bought them and dropped them in their car. Nobody rebuilt them. I want to rebuild one, and that's what we're going to do here. And this all starts back this year, this month of May. 20 years ago, I bought Black Sunshine. 20 years ago. That car has never let me down. It is so reliable. Far be it from when I was taking it apart and it wasn't running. It's just been a great car. I was afraid to work on it. I didn't start working on that car until 2016. And I was afraid to work on it because I didn't know anything about it. I grew up with my dad being a backyard mechanic, right? He fixed cars out of necessity. Okay, we didn't have money and he had to get them on the road, so he didn't have a very patient temper, you should say. And he cussed and screamed and threw tools, and I hated working. I hated doing that. My brother was 5 years older than me. He made me come out there. My dad did. And my brother, he was more patient with him. My brother became a mechanic. He's not anymore, but I hated working on cars because of that. So I knew more than the average person just by being out there, but I didn't know everything. So it was so funny in 2016 when we decided to pull the engine out of it to fix the strut towers in it. I learned more in one afternoon pulling the engine out of that car than I did the previous 11 of owning it. It's because he got in there and did it. Same thing with my truck. I was afraid to touch anything in there until I had to, out of necessity, get in there and change the timing chain. And once I tore into that engine, I was like, this ain't so bad. It's not so bad, as you can see. So I want to know, I'm just curious of how far I could take a budget on building one of these. And like I said, guys, it's not perfect. I took a chance. I took a chance on this engine. Guy had it for sale on Facebook Marketplace as a core. He actually fitted it in a 70s Volvo. This guy had some oddball stuff, man. He had a Capri with a BMW engine in it. He said he likes oddball stuff. He did. But I asked him, I said, does the engine turn over? He said a little bit. I said a little bit. See what I'm saying? It's not perfect. And he said, I think it might be a bent valve. I'm like, okay. Worst case scenario, I got a bad head. Not so bad case scenario, it's just a bent valve. You know, head may need a little machining. But the other thing occurred to me that happens a lot with these is when they sit, and if they're outside, water gets in the cylinders. You know, there could be one cylinder that's rusted. I even talked to Ford Blue Gauge about it, and he said that's a common practice. I even told this to the guy. He wants $650 for it, and I just said, I'm taking a chance at $650. And I told him, I said, I don't want to insult you, but I'd feel better at taking a chance at $400. He said, I don't want to take a loss. I got $500 into it. I'll do $500. So that's what we settled on, was $500. I'm like, all right, I'm taking a friggin' chance here. I do have the wire and the engine harness to it, but it's there's a couple of things cut off. It looks like a couple of sensor ins, so we'll figure out what that is. Yeah, and when I talked to Ford Blue Gauge, he told me what to do. You know, about he goes, just stick oil, pull the plugs, and we pulled two of the plugs there that they thought maybe were the valve bent in. Pulled them out. They look beautiful. They look like perfect plugs, you know, that were burning awesome. Now, if the block, if it's savable, cool. I mean, I know you can sleeve these, but I don't know what the bore size max is to do that. But the thing is, if it's not the heads and if it is the block and it comes down to having to get a new block, I see them all day for sale. Nobody wants to buy them because why? They don't have those on them. Those are super expensive, man. So the money in this thing is right here. If these things are good, I can get a block. Let's see if we can save it. If we can save it, awesome. There's a lot of stuff I gotta buy for this thing, dude. But my 351 stuff, it's for sale. I'll tell you what I have if anybody's interested. I could sell all the components separately and make about $2,000. But I would just like to get them in one big beautiful package and give somebody a deal at $1,500. What do I have? I have a 351 blockboard 30 over with cam bearings. Ready to go. Machined, it's clean, it's beautiful. I have a 385 crank, which would make that a 393 stroker. Brand new in the box with bearings. I have rods. Yeah, they're speed something or other, but they're freaking nice. I took them out. They're nice. They're nice rods, and I didn't pay a lot for them. And I also have heads. I have brand new Speedmaster 210 heads, man. Boom. I would sell all that stuff for $1,500. I'd like to sell it all, just one bundle, and get rid of it. And immediately, that $1,500 goes right into that. That is engine stuff. Got to get a new timing cover, new timing chain, but we got to get in here first to see what's going on. And that's where the $1,500 is going to come into play, because I don't know what's going on right here. I'm suspecting it's got rust in it. What are you going to do? You know, we're going to get in there and find out. But Ford Blue Gauge told me to just pull the plugs, put oil down the cylinders, just let it set, and then rock it back and forth until you can try to get it going again. See if that's what it is. If it is a bent valve and it just won't let you, we're going to snap a valve off in one of the cylinders probably, and I'll have to have some little bit of head work done to these things. Overall, I might have them just pull both of them off and have them checked. Why not? The other thing is, when we pull those covers off, what do the cams look like? 4 Coyote cams. There you go. We'll see. We'll see where the money takes us, man. I would love to get just Mustang cams for this son of a bitch. That would be ideal. So we're not running around with truck shit. I mean, I think just the only cam that's different in there is the intake cam. I think are different on trucks from Mustangs. That's just the engine stuff, man. This is going to be pretty expensive. I'd like to get rid of that. I think you can get a Boss. A Boss one is a better flow, and those are actually not too bad, and they look better. And then, of course, like I said, the timing chain set. I'm not sure how much those cost for Coyotes. I know for an EcoBoost, and you don't ever get aftermarket. I tell you, don't get aftermarket products. Buy Ford products. And the difference between Ford parts price in aftermarket is 2/3. That's $1,500 for Ford parts. Aftermarket that they said you'll probably be in there within another year are $500. So I don't know what timing chain sets cost for this. We'll get a high flow oil pump for it too. Probably oil pump gears, because I heard those are weak, so I might as well get those. And I'm gonna have to get a timing cover for a car, Mustang. That's the engine stuff. And like I said, this is gonna take quite a long time because I'm going to need a transmission. That's like, I'm gonna get a TKX, probably what it's gonna be. That's $3,000. The other big thing is, like I said, I got no control pack. I'll keep an eye out for a control pack, but I bet you, if somebody's reselling a control pack from this, it's probably going to be $1,500, maybe a little cheaper. I think they're a couple of grand, A Terminator X is $3,000, $2,800 and something. The thing I don't get, though, when I was looking that up, it's a Terminator that comes with a Terminator Max. But if I get a TKX, it doesn't need to read the transmission, right? Because my buddy Thomas had his T5 hooked up to his when he first got it, just because he wanted to drive it. He didn't really want to go hot dogging with it or anything. And T5s are stupid. There's nothing that plugs into them things other than a neutral safety switch, and a speedometer. So I wouldn't think you'd need a Max if you were getting a TKX. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm obviously going to be learning. So, a matter of fact, with the parts that I have, somebody already hit me up about the crank. So we'll see. Yeah, I'd like to sell it all at once, but whatever. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And of course, I think oil pan. That's another thing I think I got to get because this is from a truck. It's a 2012, is what he said. He doesn't know how many miles are on it. Doesn't matter. We're going to make it new, hopefully. Let's say a prayer. Please let this block be dynamite. Please let there be a squirrel stuffed a nut in there somewhere. I don't know. This is pretty exciting, man. I'm happy about it, He had some metal valve covers. And I said, I'm not spending any more money today because he said they didn't come with it. But he did give me the plate. He said, you know what? I think he wanted that plate, but he said, I'll throw the plate in and $500, So he didn't lose any money on it. If you're wondering where's this going, it'd be going in the car that this camera is sitting on in the garage, and that's the whore. Okay, because Black Sunshine, if you guys don't know, that is her original engine in that car. Everything in that car went to that car. I didn't take anything out of it. The rear end that's in it is from another car. But since we're going to go ahead and rebuild that eventually, one of these years, I'm going to take the original rear end, which is over there, and it's going back in the car. And that makes me feel good that original rear end's going back in there because it just keeps everything original to it. That car is not up for debate for tearing it apart, man. That car deserves to stay the way it is and with its original things. This car has been molested by hillbillies. It's just been molested hard by hillbillies, man. And guess what? It doesn't matter what we do to this. I think at first I really wanted a Barra in this thing with a big turbo on it, and that's just turns out it's going to be too expensive. And then there's other things you got to think about. K-members. I don't like coilovers in Black Sunshine. Ever since I rode in this with the lowering springs, this car rides so much better. And I know that's what coilovers do, but So if I do get a tubular for this, I'm going to get it with spring perches because I want spring perches in this car. I don't want coilovers in it. And something else I thought about, because my buddy Barbecue 5.0 went with me. I was talking to him and I said, you know, I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Even if you wanted to do like something cheap, I wondered if you could find an SN95 K member and if that would fit in a Fox body, because it's for a mod motor. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard you can drop a Coyote in a 4.6 car. Maybe that's a cheaper option if they can fit in here. I don't know about that. I could be wrong. I don't know. Just throwing shit out there, I guess, and maybe something will stick to the wall and slowly make its way to its death. But just to let you know, this sumbitch already cost me money. Not the gas going up. These stinking bolts. This is my other engine stand that I bought for $50, and so far, because I had this whole crisis with engines, and so far it's made its money back. And I take the bolts to this thing, and I put it in a baggie, and I tape it to this. And I said, I bet you these bolts don't work, these sons of bitches at Ford. And as soon as I tried putting it in there, I'm like, son of a bitch. So I had to get my checker, and those are 10 millimeter 1.5 pitch on them, and so then I had to go to the store and get freaking bolts. And they only had, you know, these hardened ones with the flanges, which are like $5 a piece. It's like $20 freaking dollars in bolts. Alrighty, for this monstrosity. We're diving deep into the realm of mod engines. Cool, I'm excited about it. Like I said, I couldn't stop thinking about it ever since I took that damn EcoBoost apart and said I could build a Coyote. I could build a Coyote. The only thing I don't know, how do you get, because the cams have cam locks where it puts it to 0 timing, you know, or top dead center or whatever. But where do you turn the crank to line them up? That's what I don't understand. We're gonna figure it out. We always do, right? And I want to reiterate, this isn't something that's going to get done overnight. If I fall into some good deals on things, we will. What I would really hope, and Aces, are you out there? Will you get your asses in gear for a multi-port system for Ford? Of course they do LSs, and now they're doing stuff for Hemis. Where's the mod engines for Ford, bro? Come on. Because I'm sure if they put something out, it's going to be more affordable than a Terminator X and work just as good. So, Aces, come on, man. Seriously, I'd love to have Aces on board to put on this thing. That'd be great. One of the other things that I'm going to be doing is that whole dash that I made, that's quite a few people have liked. That's gone. I mean, I think just to make things simple and easy, I think I'll probably just get a Dakota Digital dash and stick it in there. I mean, there's the Florida 5.0s, which are pretty cool and stuff, but I think I'll just put a Dakota Digital in it and just call it a day. You know, it's simple, it's easier. And actually, they're not that terribly, I remember they were like 800, but I think they were down to 600 unless some kind of tariff thing happened. Then they're just, you know, we got a Coyote. It's going in the old whore one of these years. There's a lot of stuff, man, because the rear end in this car's got to be redone. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these spark plugs on here and throw some Marvel Mystery in there and let her set for a while. And I'm gonna come out here tomorrow, maybe make another video of me seeing what's happening inside, you know. So thanks for watching, man. Exciting, very exciting. So, and this was a hour and 40 minutes away, so that's always good. Later, guys.